Do you still have the Sony camera at your place?
No, it's in the studio. In a little white bag.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it real quick. Are you home?
No, it's in your studio. It's in your house. Wow, that was insane. I really did think it was you.
Today, we're going to be putting AI voice technology to the test to see if I can trick my own mother and my best friend into thinking they're really talking to me when they're talking to my voice clone. Voice cloning is now really easy. You've probably seen a bunch of videos using voice cloning on TikTok. President Biden and Obama, video gaming, perhaps.
Because all of you talk about X and Y, but nobody about you and I.
Or even the SpongeBob characters singing popular songs and doing covers.
We could have had it
Voice technology has gotten so good that I can now replicate my voice just by giving it a minute or two of speech. I can then use text-to-speech with my voiceover of my own voice to say anything I want. So I cloned my own voice, which I'll show you how to do in just a minute. And then once my voice was cloned, I created a bunch of text-to-speech layers, which I then downloaded. I answer questions that I think they might ask me about work.
I'm good. Just doing some stuff for work.
About my D&D show or about my friends.
He's good. I was just with him last night.
And I even have some things ready in case they get suspicious to try to throw them off.
I feel fine. Do I sound weird or something?
Okay, so let me show you how we cloned my voice. So if you go to Kapwing.com, this is the voice cloning tool that I use. The reason I use Kapwing is because you are able to put in text-to-speech, generate it, and then download so that I don't have to actually be generating while I'm talking. So to clone your voice, you just have to go to Kapwing.com and you're going to want to sign in. And then you're going to want to make a new project. I'll go over to the audio tab on the left here, and then I can click the voice clone button in the bottom right. Then you can add in the name of what you want to call your voice clones. And then here you have a couple of options. So you can upload audio that you already have. So if you already have a really great recording of yourself on a top tier microphone, this is probably the best option for you, because when it's cloning your voice, it's going to try to make it sound exactly like the source file. So if you're using, AirPods or a MacBook Pro audio, it's going to sound pretty tinny just because those microphones aren't great. But if you have a great microphone for a podcast or YouTube, definitely try to use that. Secondly, if you don't have a piece of audio that you want to upload, you can click the record sample button, and then you can click this show script button and just read it over and over again until you've had a couple minutes of material recorded. You can pick your best microphone with this drop down here. So again, if you have a great microphone, go ahead and use that. You'll also need to confirm that this is your own voice or that you have explicit permission to clone whoever voice this is, and then you won't use this for any malicious intent. And then you can click clone voice. I already have my voice cloned, so I can just go ahead and show you guys that now. And just so you guys know, this feature is only for business and enterprise plans on Kapwing. So now that your voice is cloned, once you're in the text-to-speech tab, you can just type in what you want it to say. Then you can put in the language of the text. So for me, that's English. And then under the voice drop down, you can pick your voice clone, which will pop up at the top, and then click generate. And so now it's generated, and let's go ahead and listen.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little sick today. Maybe my voice sounds congested.
So I actually use voice cloning quite a lot in my video creation process. I will forget to say a sentence, or I'll say someone's name wrong even if I'm talking about someone. And I think for purposes like that, voice cloning is really great. Someone who might not know my voice as well might not notice that one sentence is a voice clone, whereas this is the ultimate test. My mom has heard my voice for 26 years. So if this can fool her, that will be very impressive to me. Okay, it's a new day. I tried to call her yesterday and she wouldn't pick up twice. The hardest part of this experiment has proved to get my mom on the phone. So anyway, we're gonna try again.
Hey, Jacko.
Hi, Mom. How's it going?
It's going. I'm in the car. I'm driving to La Jolla. How are you?
I'm good. Just doing some stuff for work. How about you?
Well, I'm going to La Jolla. What's going on over there? Are you okay, honey? You don't really sound yourself.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little sick today. Maybe my voice sounds congested.
Well, you kind of sound like a robot.
Is Dad all right? I know his toe is hurting pretty bad.
Okay, Jack, I think I have to admit you into the hospital. Are you having a stroke?
Okay, you got me. I was trying to test my voice clone.
The voice itself does sound like you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the delivery and it's like really short. It's much faster than you normally talk. But I mean, the voice itself does sound like you. Now, if they didn't know you at all,
Right.
then yeah.
All right. See you. Bye-bye. I think she's right. You can tell that my voice is different. It does sound like my tone of voice. But yeah, I do think it's probably good enough for me to use, and not even probably, I actually already use it in my own videos if I forget to say something. But I think for an entire conversation with your own mother, it's tough. Okay, we're trying again with my friend Carson. This time I'm gonna go with a different strategy. I'm gonna open with a question. I'm gonna ask him for a favor. I'm gonna say that I need his camera, and hopefully then I'll be in charge of sort of leading the conversation. Hopefully he doesn't notice. So let's give it a shot. He's calling me. Okay.
Hey, do you still have the Sony
Hello?
camera at your place?
What?
Do you still have the Sony camera at your place?
No, it's in the studio. In a little white bag.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it real quick. Are you home?
No, it's in your studio. It's in your house.
I have a video that I need to record real quick, and my camera isn't working, so I'm gonna grab it in a sec.
What's going on?
Was
Was that AI?
That was, yeah, my voice clone.
It definitely fooled me at first. Yeah, then you were like weird.
Well, I was responding to the wrong questions.
Yes, that's right. That's right. If it was accurate to what I was saying, I think that I would have believed that it was you.
I'm stunned that it is in my house. I was sure it was at your house, so I planned this whole thing about how my camera was at your house.
Wow, that was insane.
You think, like, it would have tricked you if it was correct?
Definitely.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
I really did think it was you at the beginning.
Alright, see you later. Well, he bought it. For a moment. Alright, you guys, so some interesting findings here. I think what's most interesting to me is that Carson said that he actually would have been fooled by the voice clone if I was responding to the things correctly. So that really means that the responses that I made were the issue and not actually the voice clone itself. And I think that's somewhat true for my mom as well. In the beginning, in my first couple of questions, she was responding normally. Then she started to catch on. But so I think in this experiment, the hard part actually was anticipating what they might say, rather than the issue being the voice clone. And my strategies were also really different. I think we saw with Carson, when I'm asking him something and only really talking to him for, 30 seconds, it's probably easier to fool than if I'm trying to have a full-blown conversation with my mom just about life. So I think voice clone can be really good when you're using it for a specific purpose, when you're replacing something in a video, when you're adding in a little segment. But for a video completely using voice cloning, people are probably gonna know. Just be aware when you're making content. Transparency is oftentimes the best policy, so don't get in trouble. I just want to take a moment to talk about the ethics of this experiment, the ethics of voice cloning, and just AI at large for individual creators and for businesses. Firstly, this is my mom. So if she figures out that this is a voice clone, maybe she'll think it's weird, but she will forgive me because she's my mom. However, this may not be the case in every situation with every relationship you have. Imagine a situation where you're on the phone and you're calling a customer service line and you hear a realistic sounding voice on the other line that you're talking to. You're talking for some time, you're building a rapport, you're happy that you finally get to talk to a customer service representative that's a real person, but then you start to hear some strange responses on the other end. And then you suddenly find out this whole time you thought you were talking to a person, you were actually talking to AI. The lack of transparency here might leave you feeling a little bit unsettled. And some questions might pop up in your mind. Does this company care about customer service? What else aren't they being transparent about if they aren't being transparent about this? So the moral of the story here is it's always best practice to be transparent and let people know when you are using AI and voice cloning technology. This is important now to keep a good rapport with people in your life and also with customers. And it's also really important right now because the legality of AI disclosure and when you need to tell someone that something is altered with AI is not very clear yet. And it's way better to be above board and make sure you're disclosing things early on. And this one goes without saying, only use and clone your own voice for your own good. Don't use any voice cloning for malicious behavior. We've all heard about these stories of like these poor parents and grandparents getting scammed.
Jennifer DeStefano says she was convinced her 15-year-old daughter Brianna had been kidnapped.
And she says, "Mom, these bad men have me. Help me, help me, help me."
And they need to send them money, and it's just scammers who've used voice cloning. That sucks. Don't do that. And also, if that happens to you and you receive a call like this, maybe think twice before you send some money. So you might want to start thinking about ways to implement safety with the rise of AI. All right, you guys, I hope this was interesting to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more experiments like this, and see ya next time.